It was 7:30 p.m., and Millie was still at her desk, the glow of her dual monitors illuminating the exhaustion etched onto her face. She wasn't staying late because of the workload. She was staying late because she was trying to time her exit. She needed to leave when he wasn't looking. Kevin sat 3 rows over, his silhouette visible against the darkened window. He was a nice guy. That's what everyone in HR called him. He brought donuts on Fridays. He remembered birthdays. But to Millie, Kevin was a suffocating fog that she couldn't wave away. It had started innocently enough. Coffee runs, shared grievances about management. But when Millie had politely declined his invitation to dinner 3 months ago, explaining she had a boyfriend, the shift was toxic. Her phone buzzed on the desk. A text. Kevin. Saw you're still online. I ordered Thai. Enough for 2. Don't want you starving. Millie's stomach turned. She typed back quickly. Thanks, Kevin, but I'm actually just leaving. Heading to Ben's. She grabbed her purse and stood up, but Kevin was already there, standing at the end of her row. He was smiling, that tight, closed mouth smile that didn't reach his eyes. Ben can wait, can he? Kevin asked, leaning casually against a filing cabinet, blocking her path to the elevator. You looked wrecked, Mills. You need protein. I'm fine, Kevin. Really. And please don't call me Mills. Just trying to help. You know, looking at the Q3 projections, I noticed some errors in your data. I fixed them for you. Didn't want you getting flagged by corporate. He held her gaze a second too long. It was his new tactic. He would withhold emails, only to forward them at the last minute, just in case she missed it. He would insert himself into her projects, forcing late-night collaboration sessions. I didn't ask you to do that, she said, stepping around him. You're welcome. Ben doesn't appreciate how hard you work. If I were him, I'd never let you out of my sight. By the time that Millie got to the apartment that she shared with Ben, she was shaking. Ben was in the kitchen, chopping vegetables. He did it again? Ben asked. He didn't look up, but his grip on the knife tightened. He fixed my work, Millie said, pouring herself a glass of juice with trembling hands. He went into my files, Ben. He changed things so he could take credit for saving me. And he texted me 14 times today. 14! I feel like I'm going crazy. HR says unless he makes a direct threat, it's just interpersonal friction. Ben turned around. His eyes were dark, unreadable. He walked over to her, taking the glass from her hand and setting it down. He held her face. I'm done with this. I'm done watching you shrink because of him. I don't know what to do. If I report him again, he'll escalate. He's obsessed. I know. So we're going to give him what he wants. What? Invite him over, Ben said. Are you insane? Millie pulled back. That is the last thing I want. Not for a date, Millie. For a lesson. Ben walked back to the counter and picked up his phone. He scrolled for a moment and then looked at her. I have a friend. He deals in exotic imports. Ben, you're scaring me. What are you talking about? Text him. Tell him you and I had a fight. Tell him I stormed out. Tell him you're lonely and you realized he was right all along. Tell him to come here. Tonight. And then what? Then we play a game. Kevin stared at his phone, the blue light illuminating his small, meticulous apartment. He read the message for the 10th time. It was from Millie. You were right. He doesn't appreciate me. He left. I am alone, and I really need someone who understands me. Can you come over? please?" A surge of vindication rushed through him, hot and electric. He knew it. He had known it for months. It was a war of attrition, and he had finally worn down the walls. That idiot Ben was out of the picture. He showered quickly, dousing himself in cologne. He checked his reflection. He looked good, reliable, accessible. He grabbed a jacket and headed out into the cool Chicago night. He arrived at her apartment complex at 9 p.m. exactly. When Millie opened the door, she looked flushed. "Kevin, you came." "Of course I came," Kevin said, stepping into the warmth of the apartment. He scanned the room. "Is he gone? He took a bag. I don't think he's coming back." She led him to the sofa. On the coffee table, there was a 6-pack of heavy, stout beers, 3 already opened. "I started without you," she said, forcing a giggle that sounded brittle to her own ears. She handed him a bottle. "Catch up." Kevin took the beer, his eyes scanning her. "I'm sorry you're going through this, Millie. But honestly, it's for the best. You deserve someone who puts you first." "I know that now," Millie said. "Drink up. I don't want to think tonight." Ben had instructed her, "Fill him up. Keep the fluids coming. Don't let him stop drinking." Millie played her part, though her heart hammered against her ribs like a trapped bird. She complimented Kevin's work ethic. She touched his arm. She poured him another beer, and another. Kevin was in ecstasy. "You know," Kevin slurred slightly, his face red, "I always knew we'd end up here. It's just chemistry. You can't resist." "You're so smart," Millie said, opening the next bottle. "Here, finish this one." Kevin drank it. "Bathroom?" he asked. "Down the hall, first door on the left," Millie said. As Kevin stood up, swaying slightly, Millie felt a chill crawl up her spine. She knew what was in there. Ben had spent 20 minutes in the bathroom before Kevin arrived. He had come out carrying a heavy canvas sack, which was now empty. "Don't fall in," she called out, her voice trembling. Kevin winked. "Be right back, babe." He stumbled down the hallway. Millie sat frozen on the couch. Inside the bathroom, Kevin felt like the king of the world. He was in Millie's apartment. Ben was gone. Tonight, he was going to make his move. He lifted the toilet lid, not bothering to look down immediately as he reached for the light switch that he had missed on the way in. The bathroom was bathed in a dim amber light from a nightlight plugged into the wall. Kevin sat down heavily, sighing with relief as he relaxed his muscles. And that was when he felt the tickle. It wasn't water splashing up. It was something muscular and dry brushing against his thigh just below the rim of the seat. Kevin frowned, looking down between his legs. What the... The strike was faster than light. The triangular head lunged upward from the S-bend of the toilet bowl. It wasn't a garden snake. It was thick, patterned with dark diamonds, and angry at being confined in the cold porcelain water. The pain was instantaneous and blinding. He scrambled backward, tripping over his pants which were still around his ankles. He crashed into the bathtub, the shower curtain tearing down with him. In the living room, Millie jumped up to her feet, covering her mouth. The door to the bedroom opened, and Ben stepped out. He looked calm, terrifyingly calm. "Ben, oh my God!" "Wait," Ben said. From the bathroom came the sounds of chaotic destruction. Bottles shattering, a body thrashing against the tile, and Kevin screaming, "Snake! There's a snake! Help me!" The bathroom door rattled violently as Kevin tried to unlock it with shaking, panicked hands. Finally, the lock gave way. Kevin burst into the hallway. He looked up and saw Ben. Ben stood in the center of the living room, arms crossed, staring at Kevin with a look of utter disgust. Snake? In a Chicago high-rise? Whew, you must be hallucinating, Kevin. You shouldn't drink so much. Kevin's eyes darted between Millie and Ben. The venom, or perhaps just the sheer shock of the trauma, was making him dizzy. You... Kevin gasped, pointing a shaking finger at them. You... I think you should leave before you hurt yourself further. Kevin didn't need to be told twice. The silence that followed was heavy. Millie walked slowly to the bathroom door and peered inside. The water in the toilet bowl was rippling. A dark, scaly coil was slowly retreating back down the pipe, seeking darkness. She turned to Ben. She felt sick, but also light. Lighter than she had felt in months. Is it poisonous? She asked. Venomous. And no, it's a ball python. I rented it. It has teeth and it hurts like hell, but he's not gonna die. Ben walked over to the bathroom, peering at the snake with a detached curiosity. Although, the infection from a toilet snake bite, that's gonna require some awkward explanations at the ER. You are the best, Ben. The next day at work, Kevin's desk was empty. An email went out around noon stating that Kevin had taken an immediate leave of absence due to a medical emergency. He never returned to the office. 2 weeks later, Millie heard through the grapevine that he had transferred to a branch in Ohio. He had requested to work fully remote, citing severe anxiety.